You're watching OTT TV Scripture Reality.
OTT TV here. It's April 14th, 2021. I want to talk about an event that happened in 2019. It happened to me. It was April 12th. I had to go in for back surgery. I was put underneath general anesthesia, so the full cocktail, and I was in a lot of pain. It was hard to walk. I lost a percentage of the use of my left leg. I mean, it was bad. So, I mean, there was no other option. Surgery was my only option. I have degenerative disc disease. I actually have a slipped disc in my neck too right now. But it is what it is. Something happened to me during my surgery. First, I want to go back to 2014. I had surgery on my tear duct right here. They put me under general anesthesia. It was my first time ever being under it. So the anesthesiologist told me that I'd be under and that I was completely unconscious to the point to where even my dream center was shut down. And when they woke me up, I mean, I remember nothing. It was just pure black. So keep that in mind. I also want to talk a little bit about general anesthesia. General anesthesia is a combination of intravenous drugs and inhaled gases. General anesthesia is more than just being asleep, though it may feel that way. But the anesthesia effects on the brain do not respond to pain signals, reflexes, and does not achieve or allow sleep or REM sleep at all. You are unconscious to the point of needing a breathing tube and the need to be monitored by the anesthesiologist during the operation to make sure you have the proper amount of red blood cells that are oxygenated. The middle brain and the lower brain, which is responsible for REM sleep needed for dream, is completely shut down during general anesthesia. So it's something to keep in mind. You cannot dream in general anesthesia. And on my last two videos about this, I had some rude comments about being on DMT and being on hallucinogenic drugs and acid. And folks, this isn't a game. I mean, humanity doesn't remember who they are. People are going to hell every day by the barrel. They believe in things that aren't true. From the day that you come out of your womb, you're lied to. And most of the people that lie to you don't even know they're lying to you. They're just regurgitating what they were taught when they were born. You see what I'm saying? So this is important, folks. I mean, what happened to me, this should be worldwide. And you know, there's some frustration because like SIDS, it's supernatural, and forgive me, I can't remember some other places, but I literally reached out to organizations who show life after death experiences, and I was completely ignored. Isn't that amazing? And the only thing I can think of is there's probably reasons behind that. Like a lot of the stories that are out there aren't true. I can think of, and I hate using examples, but I have to, folks, so you understand what I'm trying to say to you. Do you remember the 5-year-old little boy who died and went to heaven and they made a movie about it? Well, I watched that movie. I actually used to own it. The little boy said, made a comment about wanting to hear a Queen song in heaven, and the angels laughed. Well, I'm about to tell you my experience, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's no such thing as evil in heaven, and remembering Queen is impossible. So, I don't know what else to say, but this video needs to be shared as much as possible. I don't know what else to say. It's probably the most important video I've ever did, and this is the third time I'm doing it. So let's go back to April 12th, 2019. I was put under for back surgery. I was under 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour. For me, when they put me out, I remember waking up next to Jesus Christ himself, and I was sitting on the left side of him, and he was sitting on the right side of me. And I didn't measure him, but guessing, I would say he's probably a good 15 feet tall. He was huge. He was huge. He only said one thing to me: "I'm proud of you." And we just sat. And I can tell you that I knew that everything was below me, and he was sitting in a white throne, and all the light poured off of him. There was no shadows, not even in the pit of his knee. There was no shadows, and all the light came from him, and it filled the whole area. It was amazing. And I looked down, and I struggled so hard to remember my loved ones, because I knew that there were people down here that I loved and that I know, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember them at all. So, I mean, I can theorize on that, and the only thing I got is that evil's now allowed in heaven, and the only parts of me that were up there were good. The rest of me was left down here. You know, my friends and family are humans. We're sinful nature, and you're not going to remember those things up there. So keep that in mind when you're watching people's testimonies about seeing God or seeing Christ, when they can remember everybody and they remember sinful things like Queen, We Will Rock You. That's not happening. Sorry. I tried so hard to remember down here, and I couldn't. All I knew is I had people down here I loved and that knew me, and that was it. And the feeling I had sitting up there and being from down where we're at now was a huge feeling of accomplishment. So what's going on right now is really important, folks. And always remember, let's not discount the Bible, even though it was rewritten by man off other dialect. It still contains and stays. It's a living, breathing word. It's the word of Christ. It is Christ. Christ, the word became Christ. Christ is the word. It's the bread. That's what the bread is. You have to consume that to be healthy spiritually. The more that you read the Bible, the more aware you become of your surroundings. It's really weird. It's like a transition phase. Most of the world's asleep, and like I said, we don't even remember who we were or who we are. And there's so much going on between that. And this video is not about that. I'm not going to get into that right now. I do have interest in talking about our true past and some of my discoveries. But, you know, right now we're in a population reduction event, and that seems a little more important to me. So most of my videos are going to be about that, unfortunately. And, you know, the need to make this video about my experience is really important, because you people need to put your faith in Christ and not in man. If you don't feel good, you feel sick, pray to Christ for help. I mean, if it's bad enough, he'll send you to the right humans to help you, because he does use people to help people. Like with my surgery. You know, mankind was used to help me so I can still walk right. I also want to talk about before my experience. I was a heavy alcoholic. I'm 40 years old now. The surgery happened when I was 38 years old. I started drinking when I was 13, and I was a huge alcoholic. I functioned in alcohol. My profession my whole life was I ran businesses, a general manager for companies. I did a good job. I always performed well, but after work, I'd always get drunk, and it did control me. As much as I denied it, it controlled me. And my last kid was born 2 years ago, and I was told he was born by that voice that we all hear. It's God. And he told me I had to quit drinking or else. And so I listened. It was so hard. I think it was like 2 days before he was born I quit, but I did. And, my best friend growing up, me and him were both alcoholics. And he went to rehab, and he got the shakes, and he almost passed away trying to fight his addiction, because your body becomes addicted. I swear to you on everything that when I listened to him telling me to stop, that it was easy. I no longer wanted it no more. Honestly, I did not want it no more. I had no more need for it. He'll be there for you. You just gotta listen to that voice. So, and then my health started going bad, and then I got my surgery, and then I saw him during my surgery. Something else too, I moved far away from home because I never would forgive people. If you screwed me over, we were done. I would never talk to you again. I was very unforgiving. Back in 2018, I came to God, I quit drinking, and I forgave everybody. So going back to my experience when I sat with Christ during surgery, he told me that he was proud of me. He didn't tell me why, so I can guess, but I would say it's probably because I forgave everybody. The highest law is loving your neighbor. I used to think what was happening to America was because of our morals. I thought Sodom and Gomorrah was taken down because of sodomy and stuff like that. But the more that you read the Bible, you'll find that the reason why he took down Sodom and Gomorrah was because the people became selfish. They were all about me, 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 me. And as you can see, that's where we're at now as America. Everybody's a superstar. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I'm making my own video here. I don't know what to say. I don't like computers. But you can ask anybody, my family and friends. I was never on Facebook. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff. But after what happened to me, I felt it was important to start telling the world. So I created these accounts to tell the world. And I didn't know what I was doing at first. When you go back to my first videos, I mean, they were so primitive. I had to teach myself how to make videos with this primitive movie video editor. And after a year of doing my show, I upgraded to an actual video maker, so now I have like better quality videos. I feel like I've gotten better at it. I try to make them entertaining so people watch, because people get bored really fast. But this video is not about that, and I'm sorry for going on. It's about what happened during surgery. So I wake up, I'm next to Christ, and he's like 15 feet tall. He's so big, and all the light is pouring off of him. It's amazing. And I sat there in awe. And he only said one thing to me, and he said, I'm proud of you. And I just sat there in awe. And I remember thinking, this is so amazing. And I remember looking down and trying to remember people down here, and I couldn't remember them for the life of me. But I knew I had loved ones down here, and I had a big feeling of accomplishment beyond belief. I don't know, maybe 45 minutes went by, and I woke up. Now, the first time I got surgery, when I woke up, I was blind for like a minute or two, and then I could see again, and it was really groggy. The second time when I woke up, yet again I was blind, and I didn't know where I was, but I knew I just saw Jesus. So I was yelling out loud as I could, I saw Jesus, I saw Jesus, where am I? I saw Jesus, oh my, And the building I was in, they had the curtains for walls. There were no walls. It was just the curtains. They drag them across and then show. So the whole floor could hear me. There's no doubt they didn't hear me. And I had two nurses told me that I experienced a miracle. And the one nurse said that she's seen that before. They had actually had that happen. So, did I have an outer body experience during surgery? Yes. And if you read the Bible, it says that if you have Christ, if your name is written in a book and you're outside your body, you're with him. The same. So I don't know if this experience was meant to happen so I could tell others, or if it was just the simple fact that outside of the body you're with Christ. But either way, I'm going to tell everybody. I consider myself a witness of Christ. Christ is very real. He was already here. So when those people tell you, oh, Jesus is in Israel right now, that Ben David guy, he's not Jesus. He's not Jesus Christ. He's coming back soon. That's why he's sitting in that chair. I can tell you that. We're in a crucial point. So please share this video. I don't know what else to say. It was experienced during surgery. It's about 45 minutes long. I can't forget it. I think about it every day. I miss Jesus. I miss sitting next to him. The feeling is amazing. It changed my life in good ways, and unfortunately in some bad ways. Sometimes it's hard for me to function. I just want to go back. You know what I mean? I just want to go back. I can guarantee you, though, there's a life after death, and I can guarantee you that Jesus Christ is a real thing, and he's really there, and he really does care about us. And he really is the only way to the Father. And he is real, folks. He's real. I saw Christ. I don't know what else to say. I've taken a lot of ridicule, and I've been called crazy. But if that's what it takes, I guess, and so be it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. The only thing that matters is Jesus Christ. And he's real, folks. I'm going to keep saying it to the day I die. And if I get killed for saying it, then so be it. Because this place is temporary, and it's nothing but a testing ground. And you know what? We've been handed over. So you got to get back. And you're not born as. It's a world lie that we're all brothers and sisters in God. You're not. Because what Adam and Eve did at the Garden of Eden, you're not. You're not. You're born a child of Lucifer's, Satan. You have to be born again in Christ to be saved. I know it sounds crazy. We have our own ideas of what a good person is, and then God has his own ideas of what a good person is. It was easy for me not to sin after surgery. There was like a residual effect around me. And after 2 years, I've cussed and I've backslid. I'm only human, and I hate that to be a bad example. I do my best. We all just need to do our best. You're going to fall short. You're human. It's in your genes. You can't help it. One thing that I noticed, I have 4 kids, and I've heard parents say, "Where did you learn that from?" to their 2-year-old or 3-year-old, But one thing I noticed is that they're born knowing how to steal and lie. You literally have to teach them not to do that. And that in itself should be some proof that the Bible's legit. And then for the alienation theories and all that stuff, be careful, folks. The Book of Noah predates the Mesopotamian period. They use that to say that it's more real and they're right and the Bible's wrong. But that's impossible because the Book of Noah predates Mesopotamian area. Noah used the book, or Moses used the Book of Noah to write his scripture. Like Genesis. Genesis was written by Moses, but it was kind of a copy over from Noah. So, a lot of people don't know that. These scriptures are way older than anything that they're going to present you on History Channel, folks. Don't listen to this crap. The elite own all these outlets. They're going to try to draw you away from Christ any way they can. And Jesus Christ isn't Michael neither. And I know that the Jehovah's Witnesses think that. And when you go to the book of John, and there's a part where they switched out Christ's name with Michael, and I found it, and I wish I wrote it down so I could tell you it right now so you could research it yourself. Maybe next video I'll talk about it. But folks, use the lexicon. You can go to Bible Hub on the internet. I know you're not supposed to trust the internet, but Bible Hub is legit as of far. And you can go in lexicon and you can cross-reference this stuff. When I did, I found that they did a switcheroo. It happened. So you have to, folks, you have to use the lexicon when you're studying, just to make sure you're getting the right meanings of this stuff. Like, I always thought bow and crown. I thought bow meant bow and arrow, But it doesn't. It comes from the word tikton, which means some fabric face covering. So basically, the Bible is telling us about the event that we're in right now. I don't want to talk more about that because this video needs to be YouTube safe. Sorry. You'll have to go and I'm on BitChute. It's OTT TV Reality @ that's the name of my channel. I'm on Brighton. It's OTT TV, just straight up OTT TV on Brighton. You can watch some of my videos. I go over what's going on right now with the world and where we're at, and it's in the Bible. But this video, the main point of this video is to tell you guys that Jesus is real, and believe it or not, I saw him during surgery. And I know a lot of people are going to watch this video and be like, yeah, right, he's lying, he just wants fame. It's not about that. And folks, I don't care about fame. I don't make money off this channel. I don't have a PayPal account. There's nowhere where you can send me money. I don't take money. I don't. So there's that. And I'm not rich. I don't have anything like that going on, folks. So, and then, I don't really want to get into how I live. It's between me and God. I don't commit sins to survive. And that's what's important. So, but I don't know. I don't really know what else to say, but I really just want to talk about, what happened to me, and, and the people want to discredit me. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. This is a real event that really did happen to me, and over 2 years, my story has not changed, and it will never change. And I'll be singing this the day I die, because Jesus Christ is very real. He's calling upon you folks to come to him, please. Please, you guys are running out of time, more than you realize. So, Jesus Christ is very real. He loves you. You don't have to die and go to hell. You know what I mean? It's just something to keep in mind. When you do come to Christ, you don't even, like, the things that you think you might miss, you don't miss. You don't desire them no more. Like, he changes your heart.
unforgiveness is like you carry that around until you let it go. Whether if you think you do or not, you do. It's just, it is what it is. You just gotta give it to Jesus. I've noticed too, if you have a stressful day, if you give your stress to Him, He literally takes it from you. Jesus doesn't have us here to punish us or to suffer. It's, things are the way they are because our ancestors made the choices they made. We have to deal with it. We have to get through it. A hard life, a hard challenge is nothing but making you stronger in the end. So that's something to think about. We all go through hard things, no matter how you sit financially. Everybody has a hard life, hard times. I notice too, as you get older, it only goes downhill. It only gets worse. More people die. Every day you're one day closer to death. But just be assured that when you die, that you can go to heaven. I mean, there is an afterlife. There really is an afterlife. I can't express that any